Did you know there's a gun that can adjust its own settings? Let me explain. Imagine a firearm that doesn't just wait for you to figure things out, but instead takes the first step. It actively adjusts its own internal settings to perform at its optimum capability, no matter the circumstances. Sounds futuristic? Well, it's absolutely real, and the technology behind it is nothing short of revolutionary. This is the story of the gun that adjusts itself. Before we dive into how this marvel works, let's take a trip back in time. For centuries, firearms have operated in a rather straightforward fashion. You load, you aim, you fire. Any adjustments to sights, pressure, or the alignment of moving parts had to be done manually. But as technology advanced, so did our approach to firearms engineering. And one invention took that leap further than anyone could have imagined. Introducing the Digital Smart Firearm System, commonly referred to as DSFS. Initially developed by cutting-edge defense technology experts, DSFS brought artificial intelligence to the world of firearms. But what does this really mean? At its core, the system was designed to measure environmental conditions, wind speed, humidity, temperature, and even the angle at which the weapon is held. Then, in real time, it adjusts its internals to compensate for these factors, effectively making every shot as accurate as possible. Let's unpack this even further. How does a gun actually know what to adjust? Well, embedded within the firearm itself is a suite of sensors, tiny yet immensely powerful. These sensors gather environmental data and relay it to an onboard computer. Armed with powerful machine learning algorithms, this miniature processor makes lightning-fast calculations, deciding how best to modify the firearm's settings. Think of it like having a marksman's brain working in tandem with your trigger finger. What's more, all these adjustments are silent and instantaneous. Now, let's talk about an example. Imagine you're in a combat scenario where distance and environmental shifts make hitting a target incredibly challenging. With the DSFS in your firearm, even if strong winds pick up suddenly, or if you tilt the gun ever so slightly off its axis, the system responds. It realigns the barrel or modifies pressure mechanics so that the bullet still follows the intended path. Essentially, it's your invisible sharpshooting assistant. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. This system doesn't just adapt to the environment, it learns. Yes, DSFS features machine learning, which means it gathers data over time about your style of shooting, your wrist stability, and even your preferred motions during aiming. Gradually, it customizes the way it adjusts itself based on what it has learned about you. The longer you use the weapon, the more tailored it becomes to your needs. It's like having a personal trainer, but for your aim. Of course, you might be wondering, wasn't something like this extremely difficult to create? Correct. Implementing a system capable of adapting on the go presented enormous challenges. Engineers faced questions like, how could the environment be measured in milliseconds? How could the moving parts of a firearm remain durable with constant micro-adjustments? And perhaps most importantly, amidst these innovations, how could user safety be ensured? Answering these questions required advancements not just in firearms technology, but in material science, software coding, and even data security. The firearm has components made from alloys that can resist extreme wear and tear. The AI unit is encrypted to ensure unauthorized tampering or hacking doesn't occur, a crucial step when creating a self-adjusting weapon system. And user testing revealed nothing short of astounding results. Testers reported improved accuracy rates by over 90%, even in environments with poor visibility or excessive movement. Yet the DSFS firearm has sparked polarizing debates. Critics argue that adding such advanced systems might create reliance, resulting in the loss of traditional sharpshooting skills. Others express concern about its potential to escalate conflicts, particularly in militarized zones. However, proponents highlight it as a life-saving tool that improves precision, reduces collateral damage, and enables quicker decision-making in critical situations where every second counts. Where do you stand in this debate? Interestingly, this technology isn't just confined to military application. Developers are now experimenting with how DSFS can benefit law enforcement and even competitive shooting. The tech hints at sprawling potential not only to revolutionize weaponry, but also associated fields, including robotics and virtual reality training. Picture future VR shooting simulations where AI gun models replicate the workings of DSFS, offering unmatched training fidelity. So you might be asking, what's next for the future of firearms? Could we see fully autonomous weapons capable of making decisions independent of human intervention? Thankfully, experts emphasize strict ethical lines, ensuring AI-enhanced systems like the DSFS function solely as assistive technology under human control, not as standalone decision-makers. But let's bring this back full circle to the present. What does all this say about humanity's relationship with firearms and advancing technology? At its core, DSFS isn't about replacing the shooter. It's about enhancing them. It's like we've taken the natural evolution of tools and augmented our capabilities to match the challenges of a constantly evolving world. Whether you are a pragmatist marveling at the ingenuity of engineering or a skeptic raising concerns about its ethical implications, one thing is undeniable. This firearm might just mark the beginning of an entirely new era. So the next time you picture a firearm, envision this: not just a tool, but an engineered extension of human capability. A firearm that doesn't simply shoot, but adapts, learns, and evolves alongside its user. If that isn't remarkable, I don't know what is. What do you think? Does the advancement excite you, or does it leave you with more questions than answers? Let us know in the comments below.